Re-elected president of the TCI Banking Association, Anton Fassler, is on an intense campaign to let Turks and Caicos residents and the world know that the country's banking sector is in good hands. Fassler told News 4 during a recent interview that the organization, which also consults with government to modernize legislation on bank regulations, is looking to vastly improve their visibility within the community.
The association, should promote the banking sector in the Turks and Caicos. And of course it should also help protect the banking sector. Protecting the banking sector is of course by having ethics, by working closely with the Financial Services Commission in the drafting of legislation that will effectively, properly regulate the banks, and of course will bring the Turks and Caicos to international standards in the fight of terrorism, anti-money laundering and so forth. We just want to basically now work with the community, and we want to let the community know that the banking industry in the Turks and Caicos is basically on very solid footings. These 9 banks have all solid balance sheets. They are capitalized very adequately. They have not been drawn into any of these international scandals, from subprime to all sort of derivative trading and all that. We are actually a very, very solid industry here.
Fassler told News 4 that recent reports stating that the country's banking sector is in a state of disarray are not true and can be damaging to potential investors. The leader of the Banking Association also said that reports of illicit funds going through the country's 9 banks are also false.
The fact that then some money left has actually nothing directly to do with the political situation. It's the worldwide crisis that led to a reduction in deposits. And you can imagine yourself, Angie, if you're sitting on liabilities, meaning you have loans to pay back, you want to pay them back as quickly as possible. So, people needed their money. So, some of the money was used to pay back loans.
He further stated that despite ongoing governmental issues and worldwide economic hardships, banks have remained committed to the TCI. Fassler noted the addition of a new bank, the International Banking Group, a subsidiary of Cayman National, shows that there is faith in the country's financial sector.
If a big name bank, internationally known bank like the Royal Bank of Canada decides to come to Turks and Caicos, at a time when we have a total financial crisis in the world, I think that says quite something for the country. That means the Royal Bank of Canada has faith in the Turks and Caicos for the future, for choosing to be here also. The International Banking Group, the same. Behind that is the National Bank of Cayman. So they're obviously seeing the future, despite the ongoing financial and economic crisis worldwide, and despite the state of the country's affairs regarding the Commission, and where we don't know the outcome yet. I think there's a level of confidence in the Turks and Caicos regarding the financial sector.
As for the Banking Association Council, 2 new posts have been appointed. Claudia Camozzi is the new Public Relations Officer, and Ivan Brown is now the representative of banks for the Banking Association. Doug Cochran, Country Manager of Scotiabank, remains Treasurer, and Andrew Ashcroft of British Caribbean Bank kept his post as Secretary. For WIV4 News, I'm Angie Toussaint.